All right, good Wednesday morning. Thanks for watching our First Alert weather live stream. This is First Alert Chief Meteorologist Steve Baylon in the First Alert Weather Center. Hope your week is going okay. Our buddy Ted Miller, he sent out the push alert that went to your phone. Ted, can you say hi to everybody? I don't know if Ted even knows he's on camera. Ted's busy. There you are. Hi, Ted. Ted sent out a push alert. What is it? Freezing Fog Part 2. You know what? You ever see a good movie and then like they make the sequel and the sequel's never as good as the original? You know what I'm talking about? That's kind of what's going on right now with our weather in regards to the freezing fog. It's not as foggy as it was at this time yesterday. We'll say it's thinly foggy in the Fox Valley. That's Oshkosh. At least we can see downtown. Now, at this time yesterday, it was difficult to see a couple city blocks into the distance. The fog was reducing visibility down about a quarter of a mile, but it's thinly foggy right now in Oshkosh. Damp, cloudy, temperature 32 degrees, and a VAR wind. That's short for variable in direction at 3 miles an hour. So visibility over at Whitman Field over in Oshkosh, 2 miles. 5-mile visibility in Green Bay. A lot of the fog is in central Wisconsin right now. It isn't quite as dense as yesterday, but still visibility is dropping down 2 and perhaps even under a mile. And temperatures are near the freezing mark. These are air temperatures. Pavement temperatures, they could be colder. So keep in mind with this moisture floating around and the temperatures near the freezing mark, there might be a couple slick spots, especially north and west of the Fox Valley, where patchy freezing fog may be forming. It's a very low risk of severe weather if you're traveling this morning, but be careful, especially on lesser traveled roads, and also be careful of a little glaze of ice that might form on some other road surfaces that may not be salted or treated, like driveways, sidewalks, and parking lots. Lots of clouds today. If you're lucky, we'll have some patchy afternoon sun. It's not a guarantee, though. It is going to be guaranteed mild and damp. We'll have a high of 35 degrees. Temperatures will be holding fairly steady during the day, so not much of a warm-up from sunrise to sunset. That said, our temperatures are still running well above average for this time of year. Let's discuss our next weather maker. In fact, let's discuss our next weather makers. There's 2 of them that I'm watching over the next few days. The first weather maker comes in tomorrow night. We could get an inch of rain. And in the north, up towards the upper Michigan border, that rain may transition into some wet snow heading into daybreak Friday. The second weather maker has prompted a first alert weather day. It is for Saturday, accumulating snow with slippery travel. So here's a national view of the satellite and radar loop. And if you look back towards the western United States, you can see there's some unsettled weather. There's some rain down towards Arizona and Southern California. There's some rain and snow in the Pacific Northwest. The jet stream is a bit split across North America. And the disturbance in the southwest is going to push in as we go towards tomorrow night. That gives us the first round of rain. Then the second round of snow comes in from the northwest as the northern branch of the jet stream causes the pattern to change across North America. So it's kind of a 1-2 punch. We get the first disturbance on the southern stream of the jet stream, and the second storm system comes in from the northern stream. And those streams try to phase into something more powerful, but seem to fail at doing that. You know, sometimes when you have a split jet stream pattern across North America and those different streams phase together, you can get quite a powerful storm system, but it just doesn't quite line up. So first alert pinpoint predictor. Cloudy today, tonight broken clouds and some areas of fog. Could see some more freezing fog into this time tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, Thursday, thickening clouds, dry Thursday morning, dry Thursday midday. Not so much Thursday afternoon. Here's 4 p.m., the leading edge of the rain coming into Green Bay. It starts off as a light rain and becomes more of a steady, moderate rain. There's 8 o'clock in the evening. And then in the north, that rain turns to wet, slushy snow. See that there on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor, near and north of Highway 64? It doesn't last very long, but you might pick up a slushy inch or 2 north of Highway 64. Snow wrapping up Friday morning, rain wrapping up Friday morning. And as far as how much rain, well, you might get an inch. This is rain and melted snow on First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. This moisture during the warmer weather months would normally just kind of absorb into the soils. But the cold, frozen ground isn't going to readily absorb that. And so there might be a lot of runoff. There might be some standing water Thursday night into daybreak Friday. Wouldn't be shocked if it rains hard enough in some low-lying spots, there might be a little bit of minor flash flooding. We'll see. But anyway, so it's a rainmaker for tomorrow night. And then we watch for the second weather maker, which is more of a snowmaker. So here is a look at Friday evening, 7 p.m. A lot of clouds across the area. And then here comes that snow. It arrives close to 7 o'clock Saturday morning. There might be a little bit of a mix along the lakeshore. This looks like more of a light to moderate snow event. And I think part of it is that a day or two ago, it looked like the two pieces of energy in the southern stream and the northern stream of the jet stream were going to phase together. And that was going to make a more powerful storm system going into Saturday. But because those systems don't phase very well, it doesn't seem like we really maximize the energy of the jet stream. And so this becomes more of a lighter snow event, Saturday morning, Saturday midday, with a little bit of a lull in the snow Saturday evening. But some snow showers will kind of wrap around the backside of low pressure going into daybreak Sunday. The flakes won't last very long on Sunday, and eventually skies will clear out Sunday afternoon. So here is a side-by-side comparison of two global computer models on how much snow we're going to get Saturday. And the totals in general are down. And not only are they down, but they're still kind of really not really in good agreement. The snowfall totals yesterday, compared to the computer models, they were in better alignment. Today, not so much. It seems like the European is saying, I'm out, and says, okay, Green Bay gets an inch. The American GFS model says, well, hold on, we can still get 4 or 5 inches of snow. Which one is correct? Hard to say. If you had to twist my arm, and if I had to pick one, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, I'd say the European is probably onto something, bringing the snowfall totals down. We, for now, will keep Saturday's first alert weather day going. We're still going to get snow. It's still going to be slippery. It just may not be as much as previously expected. But you know what? We're still several days away. I mean, today is Wednesday. We got Thursday and Friday and then Saturday. So the storm is still 3 days away. And those snowfall totals can still go down or they can go back up. We're gathering better and better, more refined weather data, and that'll help us to tweak those numbers and give you a more accurate forecast. And you know what? That's what meteorologists do. That's what we do. Because sometimes people, some people are very rigid when it comes to their snowfall thinking. Oh, they said it has to be 3 to 6 inches. So, that forecast has to hold all the way through. Well, you know what? No, those numbers are fluid, because it's based on the latest information that we're pulling in. And meteorologists getting the latest data, analyzing it, and updating the forecast is called doing your job. So for those who get bent out of shape about snowfall forecasts that change, I don't have time for you. But for those who are willing to listen to the latest information, take it and use it in a good way in their life, well, then this forecast is for you. And we're going to continue to adjust it between now and Saturday morning. But it's looking more and more like a light event or a moderate event as opposed to a heavier event. Stay tuned. All right, so there's your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. 35 today, clouds, maybe some patchy afternoon sun if it tries hard enough. We'll see. Tonight, a low of 30. Areas of fog could form, could be icy. There's a 40 on the board for tomorrow, Thursday, a mild day with more melting of our dwindling snowpack. Rain arrives towards sunset, continues Thursday night, mixing with some wet snow in the north as the overnight goes on. Friday, generally dry, mostly cloudy, 36. There's that snow on Saturday. I showed you the side-by-side comparison for Green Bay. This is more of a total view of northeast Wisconsin. See how the GFS model says 4.5 roughly for Green Bay. The European says about an inch. And as a reminder, long-range snowfall forecasts can and often will change frequently. So that's just a heads up there. So 31 snow on Saturday. Light to moderate snow, turning a bit blustery Saturday night as north winds pick up. There might be some daybreak flakes on Sunday, but otherwise I expect some clearing in the afternoon. Blustery, colder, 27. It'll probably feel like the teens. And there might be a little bit of a light mix heading our way as we go into Tuesday. Saturday is also when the Packers are down in Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. If you're waiting until Saturday to go down there, you're probably going to drive through some snow. It probably will be slippery. At the 7 p.m. kickoff at Soldier Field, temperatures will be near freezing. We'll have brisk west winds and some snow showers. Chicago could pick up an inch or two of some snow. It may mix with some rain at times. That forecast is also very fluid as well. And so we'll keep an eye on that. But regardless, it is going to be wintry down in Chicago as the Bears take on the Packers. All right, there's your forecast. We've got you covered, updating your forecast, keeping you on the know with what's going on with the snow. Whether the forecast is bright and sunny or a big blizzard, use our free WBAY First Alert Weather app to get you through winter weather. Scan the QR code on the left side of your screen to download it to your electronic device if you're able to, depending on how you're watching this weather live stream. Coming up on Action 2 News at noon and at 4, meteorologist Emily Mers is back after her weekend, and she's going to be going through what I just went through and probably adjusting the numbers and putting out that forecast. And we will go ahead and keep on top of this all the way through tomorrow night's rain and Saturday's snow. So we got you covered. And coming up in about, well, let's see here, 10 minutes, we'll have Aisha Morales working behind me and myself coming up on Action 2 News mid-morning. And we'll give you some updated news stories and another look at the weather. All right, thanks for watching our Wednesday First Alert Weather live stream. What do you say we end it with a sky camera shot? Let's take you to Appleton. I'm seeing a little bit of that thin fog there in Appleton. Not terribly dense, but it's out there. Anyway, have a wonderful Wednesday. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.